Welcome back. Okay, so we're gonna draw Sprigatito. I think that's how you say it. I don't really know though. And we're gonna try to draw Sprigatito in 16 by 16. This is gonna be quite the challenge. All right, so I got this like Pokemon grass color here. Doesn't really mean anything. And then this is my reference. And a cool thing you can do in the new Ace Sprite is you can do side-by-side windows like this. If you want this pixel art program, please use the link in the description. I get a tiny little kickback. All right, let's get started. I think one of the most important things is to get that face down right, because the body, literally the legs could be like boop boop, you know, but the face is what's gonna tell us what Pokemon that is, right? Do the pink for the nose. I'm gonna grab that green. We're gonna put that green in the face. What's important about the face, I think, is getting kind of like the basic outline shape, and then the mouth. I think with the mouth we can do something like this. We got the skin color here. Dude, that looks terrible. Yeah. I think I'm switching to 32 by 32. There's no way I'm gonna get all that face detail in there. Look at that. That's what 16 by 16 Pokemon look like. I think that's Pikachu. We're just trying to figure out the sizing, you know? And then add the white around the eyes. Put some green up in here. And then get this color on the outside over here. Let's get let's see how large we can get the head, and then we can fit everything in there correctly. So I think the mouth is gonna be something like that. The mouth is actually pretty high up, and let's get a nice round head going here. Just that little thing under the neck. Some green up in here. It's actually darker. There's some shading. We could do some shading, get that darker. Okay, yeah, see, I was making the head way too small. We can make it even bigger. I think we should. That'll give us more room to make the eyes look good, you know? Oh yeah, let's get this head gigantic. It's starting to look massive. There we go. You know what? We can go even bigger. I think we gotta go even bigger. I'm one of the developers of Dwarf, and the game is out now. Please get this game if you learned anything on my channel. Support that indie dream. It looks so goofy. This is how pixel art is, man. You start drawing and you're like, man, I suck. But it's almost like when I draw a pixel art, a lot of the time it's almost like I'm sketching. And what I mean by that is I'm just putting pixels down, but it's not like they have to be permanent. Of course it's gonna look bad a little bit at first. You see that, like, now the shape is starting to look better already. And I'm trying to smooth it out a little bit here and there. I think even though the eyes are, man, I made the eyes look creepy, dude. We gotta make the pupils bigger, I think, for it to be cuter. And we gotta make the pupils bigger. And then let's add that nose in there, like right there. No, maybe right there. Yeah, that's a better spot for the nose. And maybe I should lower the mouth a little bit. I think that little mouth right there will work for now. And I think we could even do that for the tongue maybe. And gotta add that pink back in the eyes. I should turn the symmetry tool back on. Oh darn, that's so close to the nose. I might have to lower the nose, or move the eyes further apart, you know? The eyes are what's important. We really got to nail the eyes down, or else it'll look creepy. So let's make sure we get these eyes to just really look like the character. And I think we're getting close. We're getting pretty close. And you know what? I could give the eyes a black outline, but I don't want to. There's not enough pixel density. But something you can do when you like, I like to reserve black for outlines, but that doesn't mean we can't use a dark color like this in order to create a little bit more shape for the eyes there, you know? Gatito. All right. The reason why I'm moving this, its left eye, the right eye on the screen, a little bit over is because it'll give it a little bit more perspective. It'll look like the head's a little tilted, you know, like a little tilted like that. And let's fill this with green, and it looks like something like this is splitting in the middle, and then it has that other green area right around the eye. Got to increase that spacing between the eyes even more. Dude, the head is pretty huge, but I mean, it is pretty huge. So I'm gonna try to sharpen it up, and I think that's the best way to sharpen it up. Ooh, wow, look at that. It's starting to look cute. I'm not so embarrassed anymore. So maybe if I'm gonna try moving the nose around. The nose up there. Does that look good? Yes, I think it does. Like right under the eye, there is no green. You see that? The green kind of makes the mouth a little bit poofy. So I'm gonna try to kind of use that to my advantage. I'm gonna put it here and here, maybe even here and here. And now I kind of created that poofiness. I designed and sell this Snorlax hoodie on my site, an I Choose You shirt thing, and Sad Slime too. So go check it out. Some stuff you over exaggerate, some stuff you have to make smaller. So the head shape I think is pretty decent here. So the first whisker is gonna probably go out like this. Second one's gonna go out like that. Third one's gonna go down here. This is the part where I do think we need to put in an outline. So I'm gonna just start putting in an outline for this, because it's easy to draw it without an outline, and then when you go and put in an outline, you're like, whoa, I don't have room for an outline. So I like to make sure that there's room for an outline. Something like that. All right, here we go. And then the ear. I think the head needs to be a little bit rounder up top. Do you see how I did one pixel, 2 pixels? You don't really want that's how you make stuff look smoother. Okay, now let's add the ear. I think the ear is pretty much the same green as on the face. And I'm just gonna make a triangle here, and we're gonna try to get that shape right. I think this is kind of close to the shape. Let's see. Oh man, I think the ear needs to be bigger. Whoa. The body's gonna be pretty small if the head's this big. But that's the challenge, man. The challenge is trying to put all that in 32 by 32. I'm purposely removing that pixel because it didn't connect well there. Now this side looks way too straight. I'm gonna remove that pixel. It'll make it look a little bit more pointy. I'm removing that to make it look a little bit more pointy, and I think that gives it enough pointiness. I think that's all the pointiness we needed. And I'm gonna duplicate this, move it here, and then you can go to edit, flip horizontal, and boom, we got the right ear. We can get the shape of this head in here. Something like this. Okay, let me fix these whiskers. These whiskers ain't looking too good. That might be as good as I can get it. I think I'm gonna have to use shading. I'm gonna grab the color from the tail. I think I'm gonna have to use shading, put a little bit here, here, and here, in order to make it look like it's actually curving more the way that it is. And then over here on the head, see how the black outline here, it's touching, and here too. I don't really like it when I do that. So what I like to do is just use a dark color in those locations, and it will it'll look better. You can, and then maybe there. Okay, let's copy this and move it to the other side. Control C, Control V, edit, flip horizontal. I could make the whiskers bigger. Watch this. I'm gonna grab them. I'm gonna pull it out one to make the whiskers bigger. And by making them a little bit bigger, what it's gonna allow me to do, it's gonna allow me to get these curves. It's gonna allow me to get these curves that I wasn't able to get before, which might be what we need. See what I mean? It's a little curvier now. All right, now let's delete this side and see what it looks like when we put this on that side. Okay, yeah, that's a lot better. I'm just gonna go ahead and shade this. I'm looking at the preview and trying to decide where to stop the shading. I think somewhere like that's pretty good. Maybe it's like the easiest angle to get in pixel art is 45-degree angle, right? That right there. But you know, the next one between that is something like this, you know. But in between those two, in between a 45 and this one, you know, it's tough. It's tough to get certain angles for lines with pixel art, especially in 16 by 16. All right, so let's do the body now. Wow, I made the head massive. Now I think I want to give the head a little bit of perspective. So just to give it a little bit of perspective, something that I would do is I'm going to make this side of the head bigger, right? So I think I'm going to connect it like here, and then put some shading here, and then put some shading here. And what I'm doing now is I'm making one side of the face a little bit bigger, so it kind of looks like, you know, it's facing a certain direction. And then I think I can move the entire face. I gotta be careful with this. I think I can move the entire face over there. See that? Boom. Let me add some shading here. And did we mess anything up? I think that needs a green pixel there. And now that I did this, it kind of it's good practice to do this, because if all your characters and all your sprites are always facing directly straight, they lose a little bit of, it looks a little bit lame. All right, and you see that it has a little bit of perspective now. I'm liking it. Maybe I'll fix up some stuff later. I don't think we need an outline for the ears up here where they connect. I mean, maybe. It's starting to look like a teddy bear. No, I think we do need it so that way it looks round. Oh, but watch this. I'm gonna grab the green, go to like 50% opacity, and I'm not gonna have a black outline in the middle here. I'm going to use a green one. That way, it separates what the line for the head and the line for the ear. You see that? Now you can tell where the head outline is. Here, 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 here. And you can tell where the ear outline is. I think I need to shade it a little bit there to make it a little bit rounder. And what if we made the head a little bit rounder? Let me try something. Does that look cuter? I think it does. I think it does. It does look a little bit cuter, making the head a little bit rounder. All right, now let's add the green thing over here underneath. I think for this, I'm gonna use the symmetry tool, and we're gonna pick this as the middle point. So we got that, and that. I'm doing a super miniature version. And this is gonna be tricky to get all 5 of these points in there. You know? See, that's really tough to get all 5 in there. I might have to do some tricks. Let me see. So I can definitely get that one in, but the next one is tiny, and I think with shading we can actually fit it in there, and then keep this one like that. So watch this. I'm gonna use shading to create the shade. It looks like a little t-shirt, doesn't it? It looks like a little t-shirt. So watch this. Hopefully this works. Did I pull it off? Does that look? Oh no. No, that's still too square. How about that? It's a lot closer to what we're looking for, but Still not it. Am I making it too small? I might be making it too small. But I'm really trying to fit the legs in there too, you know? Okay, so I added white to the ends of the whiskers because I just noticed that. And then with the legs here, we're not gonna be able to get the shape of it perfect, but let's give this thing a little bit more booty. I think something like that. Give it a little butt, and then that tail's gonna be easy to draw. But I think I'm gonna draw it on a different layer, so that way we can move it around behind the head if we want to get the location of it better. So the tail, I could put black pixels right there, but I want to leave a gap, and I want to leave a gap so that it's easy to tell that it's not attached to the head, you know. And the same thing here. I'm not going to pull a line out of this corner because it's going to look like it's attached to the leg. I'm going to leave one gap there, right there, and the tail shape kind of looks like this, and it goes about to that whisker, but I think we can make it a little bit lower because you don't want stuff to align perfectly. In pixel art, I often actually intentionally don't make sure things don't align perfectly, or else they look like they're connected. So I'm just filling this area, and then we're gonna shape it a little bit more. Okay, so I think that looks pretty decent, and I know there's a little swirl down here. I'm not really a fan of that swirl there, honestly, but whatever. I'm throwing it in there, and it's a little bit lighter on the edge. And then you see these are called jaggies. This pixel and this pixel don't need to be there, so we're gonna remove those, get rid of the jaggies, and then for this part right here, I think just something a little swirly. We could probably do a little bit better job for the tip. There we go. All right, dudes. Not bad, not bad. That came out a lot better than when we first started. And it can be really discouraging while you're working on pixel art. So hang in there, you know, come back to your artwork later and just keep polishing. And I don't think this is quite done yet. We can still probably do a little bit of polish. So one of the things like I notice is the eyes here, and you guys might notice some other stuff, so it's always good to ask other people for their feedback on the artwork too. But I noticed that the eyes were looking kind of droopy there. The more time you put into your artwork and the more you come back to it, you'll notice things, and you'll be able to keep improving and improving and improving, which is great. Oh, and look on the face right there, the green's a little bit darker. So you can limit your color palette, but honestly sometimes limiting the color palette doesn't really make your artwork look better. Some people will appreciate it, but a lot of people probably won't. So I try to minimize the amount of colors that I use, but I don't necessarily think your artwork will be better with less colors. The reason why a limited color palette is great is if you're terrible at choosing colors, the limited color palette will always give you a decent color to work with. But don't be afraid to add more colors when needed to make the artwork look even better. All right, so we got a little bit of grass blades in there. And a cool thing you can do with shadows, if they're on grass or whatever like this, is if I actually erase some of the shadow here like this, it looks like there's a grass blade there now. You see that? So I'm gonna do that for here and here, and now it looks like it's standing on grass. So I'm messing it up, messing some of the shadow up intentionally so that it looks like it's out in the wild. And then I think we could also improve it by oops, wrong layer. I think we can also improve it by adding a frame to it. Like one of the things in the classic Pokemon games that's really awesome is the frames that they got. If you go into the corner, you can rotate stuff better now or now. Maybe if I do this, that looks kind of cool. All right, now we just need to export it for Twitter. So we go to File, Export, and then choose 1000% bigger, but PNG is the best one. JPEG will make your file look all blurry and stuff. Don't do JPEG. Follow and DM me your pixel art on Twitter if you want to be in a pixel art critique episode. So I'll see you guys next time. A Dev Live.
You better subscribe.